Can you hear me? Hello? Welcome. So, we have ourselves a new campaign and have added 2 new people and 1 old person, question mark? As you can see, Nick is back, and we're also adding Kyle and Snash to our team. And of course, you've got Matilda and Ruby. So with that, I'm going to give you each 5 seconds to tell me what character you are playing, and then we can run everything else organically. Matilda, you're up.
I'm playing Cortinius Meltcap. He's a Circle Spores druid, but he's a satyr.
Kyle, man, go ahead.
My name is Kyle, and I'm playing Flint. He is a dwarf fighter.
Nick, you're up.
Playing Uno Mistborn, and he is a high elf swarmkeeper ranger.
Ruby.
Hello, darlings. So I'm playing Nala. She is a dragonborn sorcerer fighter, and she is a fashionista. So you get to see all of her wonderful creations as we continue on this journey. It's going to be great.
Snash.
I'm playing Dove, an elven cleric.
All right, with that, we have everyone who has met up at a small little trading post in the middle of the outskirts of nowhere, where they're all grabbing a drink, because of course they are, and getting to know each other. And so, from there, let's go ahead and just kick things off, as you guys have had a couple of really minor adventures to get here. We'll see how that plays out.
Alright, Flint, I don't know if this is rude or not, but can I touch your beard? Is it like I can give you some copper like she did and I can touch it, or what?
Don't worry about paying the copper, but go ahead and feel it. You see, in order to maintain proper beard texture, one must use the oils and perfumes to keep it
All through this? Cortinius is just
looking
like
full.
fingers into beard, just like... Thank you!
Yes, of course.
Is there anyone in this party who has not been molested yet?
Oh yes, also, I'm sorry, you are, and I turn to our new friend who pet my horns, and then our lovely lady at the table here.
My name's Dove. Nice to meet you.
Oh.
Yes! Well, I'm a bit young still, but they've fallen off once. And that was around when and Cortinius kind of trails off and no, they've fallen off once, but yes. They changed. What you going to do with them? If I get half, either yes, either I get half profit or half what you make. Well, that sounds like a deal, and I hold my hand out.
Nice to meet you as well.
And I'm Uno.
And this is my friend here.
Yep, I'm here too. These are my little friends. You want one? You want one? You want one? And Uno offers moths to all of you.
Now, they're ethereal and spectral, so after they take them, they disappear for a while, or are they actual living moths that can be crushed?
No, they would land for a second and then just kind of poof out of existence.
I like to imagine
Wow.
they're like sitting on Cortinius's antlers every now and then disappearing.
They're definitely real. Like, well, yeah, but like, I mean, the sun disappears every day, but it's real.
The sun doesn't disappear, it just goes to the other side.
The other side of what?
Well, this is an important lesson about the mother, you see. The mother of all dwarves puts the sun behind the mountain
Okay.
so that you can rest.
Friendly.
Of all dwarves, what does she do with the sun?
She puts it behind the mountain.
Oh.
Okay, but Flint, does the sun still disappear if we're not dwarves?
Yes, because the dwarves are more important.
Ah,
If she
I see.
puts it behind the mountain, why does it come up on the other side?
That's a good question.
See, this is why we need to talk about this. This is why we need to dialogue. We need to ask these questions.
Flint, hun,
Talk for hours, maybe years to try and answer these
Flint,
questions.
hun, you're getting your heart rate up. You need to calm down. It's
And I
not
don't
always
think
what
any
happens.
logs need to die.
I didn't say they needed to die.
Oh, you said we need to die a log.
No. No. That's not what I
You
said.
all take 3 psychic damage. No,
Yeah.
as you guys are discussing philosophy of where the sun goes, you hear the soft, almost whisper footsteps of a man cowled in, used to be white, now it's fairly dingy. He comes up behind you, Dove. Goes, yes, my dear. We're about to move out. Are you coming with us? You seemed interested in traveling with our caravan.
Think I'll be staying here tonight.
Staying here tonight you may be, but we are leaving now. We are not leaving on the morrow. Are you coming with us? Or your new friends willing to join us as well? We have safety in numbers for where we're going.
I will turn to the group. I've been traveling with this caravan. Would you like to join us?
Can we have
Where are you
some
going?
information? Yes.
We're deep within used to be the lizard-born territory. The land there is fairly hostile, which is why we've asked for additional protection. We've hired some mercenaries to escort us and my few acolytes. The friend here seemed interested in traveling with us the other day.
Now, are you interested in hiring more mercenaries to protect your group, or are you just interested in having more people join the group?
Yeah.
Is there any chance that at some point on this caravan there's going to be a show or a spectacle?
We could stop.
Could we court?
Yes, I can play a flute.
Ooh, well, I can dance
Some
around a bit.
entertainment would be very welcome. I have a little additional coin I could pay for your entertainment troupe. Miss, I'm sorry, I did not get your name. We were traveling so fast. What is your name? Pointing to you, Dove.
You're muted, though.
Stargazer?
Little Stargazer. Stargazer, if you would like to continue joining us, your entertainment friends, are you a troupe? Looking at the fact that you're all different races and have absolutely nothing in common. Whatever this show could be very interesting. I appreciate you finding them, Miss Stargazer.
In a very well-practiced motion, Cortinius, slides to the front of the group and is like, well, of course we're a troupe. We're here for your entertainment, your wishes, your desires. We're here to do whatever it is you like. That we're capable of, as long as you're paying.
No, I should tell you, we are religious and pious folk. We do not hire prostitutes.
I didn't make the offer, but if you're not...
I sincerely apologize. When you travel to these places, you never know the people you will meet. If you are minstrels or entertainers, we would gladly pay for your service, say, 10 gold for the trip per person.
Well, I mean, that sounds like way more than we're worth, but we'll take it.
I
Perfect.
could drop it down to 5 if that would make you feel more comfortable.
No,
Yeah,
10
I wouldn't want to overcharge you.
Very well, my friend. 5 gold per person, and he extends his hand to you.
I stamp on Uno's foot with my hoof.
Roll an intelligence check.
First roll of the game. The ground is very sharp.
Yep, no idea what she's talking about.
No, 5 gold is good for the entertainment, but we also have a bodyguard and a cook here. And I point at Nala and Flint.
I'm sorry, which one is the bodyguard and which one is the cook?
Depends on which piece of thing you're asking them to do.
Cook and bodyguard.
Short answer is yes.
They're both very flexible.
More than
And
one
not
ways.
thinking about what they cook.
This
I have
is
no
true.
idea what you're talking about, my dear. But if you are able to fight, that could be useful. Where the lands we are going are swarming with dangers, and there is safety in numbers. We would appreciate any travelers with us.
Well, all this danger sounds like it should be worth a bit more now, doesn't it?
Now, when you speak of
That-
danger, are you
Agreed
talking
on the
about
5 per
beasts,
person.
monsters, or creatures, or more humanoid type beings that we'd be fighting? Because you see,
Well, the lizard sold the land to us. Well, not to us, but to the orcs some time ago, maybe 5 years ago. So we are moving through the land, but it is largely untamed swampland. Very, very dangerous unless you're in a small crowd.
well, I would be delighted, as Cortinius, my dear friend, and Nala stands up and puts a hand on her, and this 6'2", 300-pound dragonborn stands next to Cortinius and is like,
Oh yes, a lizardborn! It would be very helpful to have you. You could translate for us. I would greatly appreciate that.
that's what I thought, and I'm happy to fight
Translation's
and cook.
gonna cost more.
Well, yes, I do have a few additional funds. What is 5 gold total extra for your whole crew? So that'll bring you to an even 30.
Is that total or per person?
Total.
So that's what was that? 4? How much gold am I getting?
Throw in another 5 and we'll do our best to, keep you safe and find our own food on the way so that we're not diminishing your supplies.
Almost kind of it. I shall throw in a 5 just to not have to deal with the feeding of your troop. I graciously appreciate that. The church thanks you.
What's the church that you all are part of?
The Church of the Warrior, of course. And he starts exiting. We will be leaving within the hour. Prep yourselves. The journey could be quite treacherous. Also, we will be going by boats. You will not need mounts of any kind where we are going.
Well, that rules out us purchasing those warhogs.
For now.
But I wanted it.
Visibly
Oh.
panicked at the mention of a boat.
What was that?
Cortinius visibly panics at the mention of a boat.
Cortinius, my new friend, are you well?
Well, no, he didn't say anything about the boat when he made the offer.
No, but now you can swim, right?
I'm really good at climbing, at jumping.
Well,
Not great at swimming, you know.
I think-
In water? No.
Well, you know, I'm relatively tall, and I don't normally make this offer, but if you panic, you may climb up onto my shoulders to feel safer from the water while we sail.
I'm going to ask a question, and I'm sure that lots of us are thinking it. Heaps. What was that? What's a boat?
Oh no, you never been on the water? Never swam before? Never gone
I mean,
down a
I've-
river on a canoe, or a kayak, or a piece of wood?
I've bathed in a spring.
Right, the spring was flowing, right? Now imagine a bigger version of that, and you'll place yourself in a piece of wood that floats, because wood floats on water, and you traverse across the water.
Sounds fascinating. Is this a recent development?
No, darling, it's not a recent development, but, you know, why don't we wait till we get to the pier, and you can really look around and ask questions. For now, I think we should all confirm if we're all going together or not. Flint Hun, are you coming?
Well, considering I lost about 198 gold after a day of work, I think I should do something else.
Well, I do
So, yeah,
still
why
need
not?
to sell a dagger before we go to earn a little extra cash myself. So why don't we all go out and get some supplies and meet up at the entrance to the docks?
Okay. Nala, are you selling your dagger that you made the other day?
Yeah, I wanted to. Nala wants to find someone that's interested in magic items. That's why she was like hanging out in the tavern to talk to some people to see who she could find.
Give me a perception check. There's not a lot of people around, but okay. Looking around town, you see the blacksmith. He's one person, and there's another guy who seems to be sitting kind of alone in the tavern. He's just kind of not like skulking in the shadows, but he's drinking alone. But on his belt, he has several what looks like throwing knives. He's got some nice looking armor on. He's a very, very large man, probably part Goliath, a little bit of orc in him. But you can tell he's some sort of a warrior, traveling fighter, one of those kind of people.
Well, if you all excuse me, I'm going to grab a gentleman a drink and have a strike up conversation about selling a dagger. I'll be back. And Nala walks over to the bar.
Wait a second there, Nala. Do you mind if I come with you? I think I might know this guy.
Well, if you think it'll help me sell a dagger, then
Yeah,
I
his name-
suppose.
I think his name is Todd.
All right, then let's go get us a drink at the bar and bring an extra one over for our new friend Todd. Come on now.
All right.
You guys approaching Todd?
Mm-hmm. With an extra drink in our hand for the new gentleman that we're just approaching. So Nala sits down.
Yeah, as you both sit down, he kind of looks at you guys, not aggressively of any kind. You brought him a drink, and interesting. What can I do for you guys?
Well, friend, my name is Nala. This is my companion Uno, who says he knows you.
Well, does this mean anything to you? And Uno will pull out a small lead ball and set it on the table.
That's in it. Do you have a small bag that goes with?
It depends. Are you Big Todd?
I am, yeah. Except that I go by John, not Todd. I was told to look out for a little squirt like you.
Yeah,
What,
little squirt.
you got the rest of them.
Yeah, I heard they're lucky.
They're very lucky, my friend. Very lucky.
Do you mind like telling me how they're lucky? Because I tried
Sure, yeah. I
shooting
can...
one and it wasn't very good.
No. Can you hand me the bag and I can show you? But I need the bag to do it.
Actually, you know what, John? You already have one on the table. You just tell us with the one that's on the table. You know, my friend
but
should
that's the
hold
fun
on
of
to
it.
the bag
The
for now.
bag is what matters.
So the bag.
May I see the
Oh.
bag?
Yeah, I might have a bag, but how do I know that you're the real big Todd John?
He puts a big hand on your shoulder and goes, "Trust me, I'm the right one, little squirt." And he squeezes your shoulder like almost aggressively. I'm the guy you need to give the bag to.
All right.
Nala
Here
is
you
going
go.
to grab his wrist as he starts to squeeze Uno's shoulder and says, "Now, we're all friends here. I'd appreciate if you didn't squeeze my companion's shoulder like you did
Of
the
course,
market."
I'm just a businessman. He takes the bag and he takes one of the little stones and he goes, "You know what, little squirt? Here you go." And he hands it to you. So you now have one of those little lead balls.
Well, but your friend, he said that you would reward me handsomely.
He winks at you and goes, "Would you do me a favor and stand up from the table?"
Yeah, all right.
As you stand up, walk about 15 feet over there.
Okay.
As you do, it turns into a ruby worth about 100 gold. You see, my friend, anything that goes into the bag only looks like lead as long as it's within 10 feet of the bag. You've done very well. Come outside with me. I want to thank you properly, and that is yours for your trouble, of course.
Real quick, John. Hi, I did introduce myself earlier. You see,
Yes,
I
of course, Nala.
was interested in selling you a dagger, along with providing my friend Uno here a chance to speak with you.
I do love throwing shit. Can I see this dagger?
Of course. Now, it is a smaller, more easily concealed one, and I gently place it on the table in front of us. The bone dagger, handcrafted by yours truly, enchanted.
Okay,
in fact.
Goes to pick it up.
I wouldn't pick it up unless you want to go ahead and discover what it can do before I tell you.
I would love to discover what it can do. What can it do?
Oh, then by all means, pick it up.
Okay. As he picks it up, sure enough, the necrotic damage hits him as equipping the equipping the dagger. It is cursed. It burns his hand. He throws it on the table. He's like, "Oh, Tempest, save you!" Oh, he just stands up. Very funny. Very funny. I'll remember that, Nala. And he walks out. "Come on, Squirt. Let me. And he
why
just
don't you
walks
stay
out a
here
little
with
bit
me?
pissed.
No, I've got to go see a man about a thing.
Oh no, I would not
and-
go if I were you without me.
No,
But-
see, this guy's clearly a business expert, and I made a very
Oh,
tactical
no,
error.
Let me educate you real quick on something. That man, without asking me what the dagger could do, just picked up a cursed item that I was trying to sell him. Does that sound like a smart businessman to you?
Oh, sounds like you're a bit of an asshole.
No.
He's waiting for you outside now.
Because I told him there was something special about that dagger, and he did not listen. Now I'm trying to tell you to listen to me, that I will go outside with you, but I fear that if you do go out to see this man, you might not be returning to me.
Now you're not trying to curse me, are you?
Honey, we're about to go on a journey together. There is no reason for me to curse anyone in my party.
All right. Well,
And then without
Do you think-
flinching, she picks up the dagger and holds it up to him and says, "Does this look like someone that would curse you?" As I hold it. As it does necrotic damage, but I don't even flinch.
yeah. I mean, a little bit. Yeah.
Nala puts the dagger away, says, "Come on, I'm coming with
Are
you.
you going out to meet Big John?
Yeah.
If you insist on going out
Okay.
to meet this idiot, I'm coming with you."
As you go out to meet Big John, he pats you on the back and he goes, "I wouldn't expect someone like you to be as hard as other members of the Slavers Guild. Well, here you go." And he hands you a little guild pass. He's like, "If you're ever in the market, if you're ever in the area, and if you ever know anyone traveling alone, Just let us know. We'll pay you handsomely. Thanks, little buddy. Pats you on the back. Keep the ruby. And add 1 ruby worth 100 gold to your inventory for being complicit in whatever this was.
Oh, I feel a lot of things right now, and
Feels pretty good to do an honest day's work, and he walks off to go do whatever it is he does.
Una will reluctantly put the card into his pack and then just kind of stagger back.
Nala just rolls her eyes and says, well, I'm going to the blacksmith. If you care to join me, you can. Otherwise, you might want to catch up with the others. Make sure you got enough supplies for this trip. I'll see you later.
All right. Anyone else doing anything before y'all head out?
I'm just going to sell it to the blacksmith with the cautionary warnings of what's wrong with it.
You tell him it's a cursed dagger?
Yeah.
They'll pay you 5 copper for it.
That's fine. I'll take it for now.
All right. Anyone else do anything?
Una, my friend, I don't think you should really hold on to that card there.
Well, here's what I was thinking. I don't like what it stands for. I mean, considering my pest, but it might get me out of a bind later. You know, like if I'm around more slavers, I can show them, hey, yeah, it's just me, your good friend Uno, and you don't imprison me. Nope, I'm on your side.
You know, that's not a bad idea. But there is also a soldier person who really wants to kill you, who has been like assigned to kill slavers. And if you have that card, he might have a better time killing you.
All right. Well, if I give it to a tall friend, she seems like she might be a slaver. You know, like she could be.
I feel like she might be able to. Or
at
maybe
that moment, that's when Nala walks back in, hearing her to be called a slaver.
Or maybe the short one that thought, dwarves are more important.
Y'all weren't planning to give that patch to anybody now, were you?
We're trying to figure out who would best hold on to it for us, so it might be useful. Wouldn't want to throw away something that could get us an advantage.
So, Nola?
No,
Do you
no
like
slaver.
to imprison people?
No, I like to kill creatures and monsters and beasties and skin them and use their skins for fashion.
All right. Well, Flint, mate.
Nah, Flint's not going to take it either.
Cortinius is visibly trying to hide his legs behind Uno at that, what Nala just said.
I've got something for you, Flint. Think it'll go good with your mother behind the mountain and all that.
What is it? What is this? It's a
thing.
Flint, hun,
just hold on to it.
Slaver coupon.
It's
I think that we should get rid of this.
I agree. I think we should drop this in someone's baggage as they walk by as we traverse the docks and leave it at that. There ain't no reason to be holding on to something like that.
I think we should tear it up, and we should probably... I mean, I guess we have a job to do, but at some point we need to do something about these slavers.
I'd be happy to burn it for you if you just set it on the table.
I set it on the table.
No, listen, let's not be rash. I'll get rid of it. 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 And Uno would smash it.
With that, is anybody else doing anything before y'all leave town?
Can we gather some basic supplies like food? See if there's a map of the area that I would need, kind of thing.
No map. Mostly because your DM is lazy right now. Yeah, you guys are welcome to grab food, rations, that kind of thing. There's not a lot of non-perishable food here, but you are able to get some jerky at a silver a pound. Pound will last you about a day. You also are able to grab water or anything else for a silver for a day's ration.
Am I right in assuming that This is not the kind of place where I could sell 100 gold ruby.
I mean, not at full price,
Okay,
but you could get like probably 60 gold at the blacksmith.
gotcha. Yeah, then Uno would go over there, knowing that he's already done business. He flashes the blacksmith guild card. He says, "Remember me?"
And Yushin goes, "How could I forget? Got something for me?"
Well, I just recently came into a bit of inheritance, and I thought I don't have a lot of need for gold, but maybe you, being the expert that you are, could do a bit of a trade.
I'm interested. What you got to trade?
I got this, and he flashes the ruby.
He looks at it and is like, "A fine piece. What do you want for it?"
Well, could you do anything for me or my friends in terms of maybe like, I don't know, making our things a little bit better, upgrades? I don't know. Your apprentice there did some rune work. I don't know what it means, but
Yes, my apprentice did some fine enough work, but he took quite a while. Your friend over there tells me you're leaving within the hour. That wouldn't be enough time to get upgrades or anything custom made. I have some, of course, weapons here you're welcome to buy.
well, on that note, would you just buy it from me?
I'd pay you 60 gold for it.
I thought you were going to say 8 gold and 7 gold, so 60. That's a deal. And Uno accepts it.
Thank you, my little friend. Can I see your guild pass? I want to update your record here.
Yeah, to say preferred member, right?
Indeed it does. You'll go to the front of the line no matter where you shot, my friend. Go ahead and add
That's what I
60
like.
gold and subtract the red ruby.
All right. I'm done.
Alright. You guys headed out?
Is there a shrine anywhere around this little trading post?
There's a couple of hastily set up shrines. What kind of a shrine are you looking for?
Something druidic.
No druidic shrines here. No druidic shrines here.
I would go over to the shrines that do exist and just try to leave some of the mushrooms I have on them and say a little prayer to the deities that I know.
That's fair. Anyone else? Okay. The group of pilgrims is 6 people, 5 acolytes, and of course their leader, who never really gave you his name, and as well 2 very large mercenaries. The first one is a full-blown, tall, long-armed Goliath. The other one is a shorter but still very stocky orc-looking creature. Full orc, powerful build. Both of them, one in the front, one in the back, and they don't even say anything, but the leader just, as you guys walk up and goes, "Excellent, I'm glad you chose to join us. I'll pay you, of course, for your services at the end of the trip, provided survival is apparent for all of us. I would hate to spend money on assets that don't make it to the end. You know what I'm saying."
No, I'm sorry. You said gold per day. You're
No,
going.
I most certainly did not. It is for the trip. This trip shouldn't be more than 7 days.
Sorry, no. You said per day.
No, if you are not interested in joining us, you're more than welcome to stay here. I wish you luck on your next adventure, and he begins to move out.
Oh, Court, what do we do?
He's not going to pay us.
Well,
He's hoping we die.
but what if we put on such a good show that we make a bunch of money anyway?
We're being easy marks. He knows that, Uno. He knows it.
Hmm. Well, I'm
Alrighty
gonna
then.
follow your lead.
Dove, you've traveled with these guys before.
They
Awesome.
are going to bigger, better places than here. So if you're looking to make money, here's not the place.
If you really want to leave, I mean, we can go with him, but
I just know that, like, if I stay around here, that person that you were talking about before is gonna find me and probably kill me, and then I'll be the first dead person that I know.
that would not be good. So let's try and keep you not the first dead person.
I like that.
I believe I'm going to go with them because there's safety in numbers, and I need to be safe right now.
Yeah, stick to your swarm.
Kind of side-eye Flint when he says that.
Well, where
It's
Flint
a
Hunt
whole
goes, I
thing.
go. It is definitely a whole thing. But Flint Hunt and I will be sticking together. So, Dove, you say they're going to bigger and better places. They're going to be creatures and monsters that we'll travel against. I am more than happy to continue onward.
All right. As you reluctantly drag your satyr friend with the group, what is your order of march? Just out of curiosity, how are you guys moving as your average group? If you're in a line.
I'd imagine we're in an order. Flint and Nala would be closer together since Flint and Nala are more comfortable with each
At
other.
the front of the back. Satyr at the back.
Probably-
Front.
We'd probably be at the front. I'd probably be
Okay.
asking Dove some questions if she'd come up and join me and walk with me. And
Does that
Tell
make
me
Dove
about
in the
your
middle, or does that make
I'd hang back with Court.
cool? Dove,
Cortinius.
you're in the middle. So with that, Cortinius, give me a perception roll as you guys move out.
Second roll, third roll again.
We're gonna keep track. Tell me we're at 205th roll of the game. Never mind. Never mind. All good. You guys, you guys move out as a small group, and after just a few miles of walking, you see two very strange houses? Question mark. They're not like houses. They're like flying, but like flying on the water, and there's like a bridge going to them. And like the water, it is marshy, it's mucky, think like Everglades. And these houses are sitting on the water. They've got like a little shade on top of it that only goes like 3/4 of the way across. And there's, two of the acolytes are in there and they're holding poles, like sticks. Weird.
What am I looking at, Court?
And then people start getting on them.
Is it? Is that a house? Is it a bungalow?
I don't know. I've never seen one on water. Is
Well,
it floating? Is it in the? Does it have like long legs, kind of thing, like roots, like a tree? Is that what it is?
To be honest with you, I can't quite tell. It might actually just be a very large bird.
I don't. Flint, does your
Yeah,
mother explain this?
why, yes, the mother invented these. These are called water houses. And you see, because swimming is so hard
Yeah.
when you're stout like us, not like the fish. The fish are not stout. So we need to move across the water. So the mother taught us how to build water houses. And actually, if you guys could help me gather up some dirt, we need to spread the dirt across them because the father teaches us to take part of our home with us as we go.
It's a family with the dwarves. That's good to know.
Dove would be looking directly at Nala like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
And Nala's just gonna smile like all like fangs, you know, because she's Dragonborn. She's gonna be like, this is Flint Hunt's way of trying to spread his ancient dwarven culture. Flint Hunt, this is
Heavy,
probably
gravelly.
hurt
Hey,
This is a water house.
get your
This is
asses
a water house.
moving! We don't have
Fascinating.
time for this. As the large orc, who is now at the back of the boat, has taken up the pole, is trying to usher people on.
and
What any of you who can count past 6 realize, half of the acolytes got in one boat, half in the other boat, plus a mercenary. They're expecting you guys to split up the party and get a couple in one boat, a couple in the other boat. So
And-
how would you guys do it?
And Nala snaps in a minute right back at the orc because she knows that they're gonna have to divide up because she sees the 2 boats.
I'm with Court goes with Uno. And probably Flint, unless he's immediately with Nala, because we're fascinated by what the dwarven mother and father want us.
Yeah.
Nala's gonna say, Flint Hun, listen, Dove and I are probably gonna go on the other boat and just chat. You're not gonna be able to bring the dirt unless you put it in a container. Just FYI, they're not gonna let you spread the dirt on the and everyone and like Dove can see that it hurts Nala to say this on the water house. So
Court's already throwing leaves on the boat.
and Court
As he's throwing leaves on, the acolytes are quickly cleaning it off.
and Court kind of like steps in front. It's like, look, they're gonna clean that. So just you need to put it and keep it on you. The mother would rather you hold on to it when you're in a bigger boat, especially a bigger water house when you don't, own it yourself or built it yourself. So, Dove, why don't we go over here? And Nala motions to Dove to get onto the other boat with her, leaving Flint Hunt and Court and Nuno to do what they need to do.
If you need a container, you can use this. And he holds up a pouch.
Dove and
I'll go
Nala,
ahead
like,
and take
two
the
adults
pouch and
will
start
go.
just stuffing dirt in it.
These boats are longer than normal boats. They're only wide enough for like one person. You couldn't sit 2 abreast. But they're about 15, 20 feet long, like a giant canoe almost, but all it is a stick at the back that can touch the bottom of this marshy land. That's about maybe 10 feet deep. Sticks seem to be about 15, 20 feet long. And the mercenaries are just pushing these boats along as you guys settle in. So I've got Nala and Dove in one, and Cortinius, Flint, and Uno in the other. Do I have that right? You guys push off and start moving. Dove, you're in the boat with the orc mercenary. The other boat has the Goliath, and the religious leader is also with the Goliath. And you guys start off. It's now getting closer to evening. As you guys move, the first boat is the one with the Goliath, but the other one with the orc, who is... Where are you guys sitting on the boat? Would you guys sit in the front or the back?
I directed Dove to sit more in the back because she doesn't trust any of these people. Nala doesn't, and she would prefer
Okay.
to have a
Nala, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
I ain't that smart.
I mean, perception's not about intelligence. Never mind, it's fine. As you guys shove off. You guys start going. It's now getting closer to evening. You guys have been going for kind of, not a while, but, a couple hours now. And it's just very calm, very flat water, a couple of reeds coming up. Very, very marshy. It almost looks like you could touch the bottom, but then as you look over the edge, you really only have about 3 feet of visibility. Like I said, not that deep. But it's marshy. It smells, has like an acrid, salty smell as opposed to the fresh water that you guys from the forest are used to. And you guys are moving just slowly along this very, very, very flat, placid water, very murky. It's quiet, it's calm. It's almost kind of beautiful as the sun starts setting. You start to hear all sorts of river life or marshy life. This is where we can go to that other track that we talked about earlier.
We can keep going. I'll get it up.
Moving out deeper into this marshland, the religious leader who was with the Goliath, he finally turns to you guys and goes, "Oh, again, you entertainers, it's going to be a bit of a journey. What sort of entertainment do you have planned for us?"
Cortinius starts to sing. He pulls out his lute. He like plays a few bars, and he starts singing a song that he calls the Color Song. I can send you the lyrics if you like.
Rather you sing them.
Now that the light is fading, silver and purple at twilight. He goes on. I have a full song pulled up right now.
If you had done one more bar, I would have said points for inspiration, and I think I can actually add that.
Think that every man wish us, bright as the fire is burning bright.
Excellent. Yeah, total inspiration on that one. Way to go, Cortinius. I don't care where you got it. That's great. Moving deeper into the marshland, it starts to get dark. Well, in most places. Everywhere around Uno has these lit up bugs that seem to land on people randomly.
It's good because then
What
we're
are
never
your
really in
bugs?
the dark.
Yeah.
What
that
are
also
your
means
bugs?
you glow a bit.
What about my bugs? And they're not bugs.
What are they?
Well, they're moths. Believe it or not.
So what? Why are they always around you?
Oh, because they're friends, and friends are always with you, no matter what. But I guess I don't really know why they're here, but I kind of like them.
Best we can figure is the moths kind of decided they liked Uno a while back, and now they just live here. I don't know.
Yeah.
The gravelly must have low standards as the mercenary continues to push the boat.
I'm sorry, friend. Can you come again, please?
I said must have low standards. Yeah.
That's hurtful.
Well, we can't suffer an insult, so I would appreciate it if you'd apologize to my friend.
Down at you and goes, "Did I hurt your delicate sense of being?"
I mean,
You've
a
hurt
little bit.
You've hurt my strong sense of honor, and I will have satisfaction.
Dwarves. He puts down the stick and just glides for a minute and gets down to your level. I love traveling with dwarves. If you make it to the end of this, I'll buy you a beer. Little friend, I'm sorry for hurting your little feelings. No harm meant. And he slaps you on the back, charmingly, Uno.
I may be little, but my feelings are quite big sometimes. I can have big feelings.
I'm gonna like traveling with you guys.
Also, be careful with the dwarf. I just learned today that dwarves are the best. They're at the top of the scale.
Yeah. Top of the scale. Picks up the pole again. But I have to stand on a chair to say that to my face.
Virginius is behind both of them. Produce flame. I'm just like spinning a little bit of fire in my hands. No, I'd appreciate it if you didn't be quite so mean to my friends.
As you do that, one of the acolytes behind you just goes, "Whoa, you can cast?" And then like all the other two acolytes in the boat just start swarming around you, watching the fire like a moth to a flame, just laser focused on that.
I'm just eyes on the one that was being a dick to Uno.
The one being a dick is completely ignoring you, just doing his job now. He had his fun.
That's what I expected. And the fire disappears, and I pick my flute back up and start playing again.
your guy's boat, Dove, the orc just bends down and goes, "You guys are lucky. I'm the nice one." And then he goes back up to doing his thing. It's now starting to get late into the evening. Are you guys going to sleep, or are you guys going to power through and take a shift of a watch?
Nala's gonna turn to Dove and say, "Darling, I prefer if we take shifts. I can see very well in the dark. So if you'd like to rest first, or I can rest first, either or, but no offense to the reassurance our dear friend here gave us. I don't rightly trust most of these people, except for yours truly."
I return the same feelings. I'll sleep first, and I'll take shift when you wake me up.
Wonderful.
But the other guys, are you guys doing anything in your boat?
Well, I don't need a whole lot of sleep. In fact, I don't actually sleep. What is sleep? People have told me about it, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. You just like stop being?
No, it's the time for when the goddess tells you things you need to know. And Cortinius launches into a bit of a soapbox about dreams, fortunes.
Everyone except for Uno make a Constitution saving throw. If you fail, you fall asleep.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, Uno's
You
a
don't
rat.
have to do that.
You see, when you sleep, the goddess will come to you and she'll tell you some things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to understand. It might not be quite clear, but she'll bring you pictures and images and feelings that you need to know.
All right. Well, I think I'd like to try to do that then. Just gonna have a sleep.
As night sets in, they hook the boats together, and the two mercenaries do sit down, and they too take a couple hours of sleep. They do appoint random people on the boat to take a watch. Who on your team is willing to take a shift?
Nala will have already volunteered herself. Better to be Elm Watch, and switch with Dove when the time comes.
All right, so everyone's taking one?
Well, Dove and I
All
are
right.
splitting it. I mean, if others are going to be up on watch
Okay.
as well, that's fine.
All right, so, Dove, you said you're going first. Who on the other boat is going first, and who's going last?
I'll go last if the mercenaries are sleeping first.
Yeah, they're sleeping first.
Yeah, I think Uno would try to sleep first, and in failing to do so, since he's an elf,
Okay.
would take the middle watch.
All right, so first shift people, give me just a straight up D12 roll. As the boats come to a relative stop, just sitting there. There we go, Nala. With that
Can
sick.
someone take that roll for me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the first watch actually goes, I just need one person, goes over basically without incident. It's quiet. It now gets on. It's about 3, 4 in the morning. One of the acolytes takes watch for a little while on each of the boats, and then after a little while they switch off. It's now maybe 3, 4 in the morning. The second shift for you guys takes over. Someone give me a D12 roll. Oh my god. Okay, I see a 3. Okay, Dove. There's a quick movement from behind you, and the mercenary sits up behind you, realizing you're the only one awake on his boat. He creeps over and sits down behind you and puts his big hand on your shoulder and goes, "Shh. Don't make any sound. Look over there." And he points in the darkness about a spot about 30, 40 feet away, just off to the right side of the boat, or the starboard side. I think I have that right. As you look out there, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
How do I roll disadvantage on here?
On the very lower left, you'll see the word
Got it.
DIS. And then you can just double click perception or... Holy shit! Okay. Even with the impending darkness all around, you see something moving quickly through the water. It's very large. It has almost glowing scales, maybe dots every 6 inches apart. It's moving quickly, but not rapidly, at maybe 4 or 5 miles an hour, and you see it cutting through the water. There's just a quick breach where it comes out of the water almost to take a breath, and then as it goes under, you see the long, distended body of some sort of a potentially reptilian creature, maybe 30, 40 feet long, and it disappears under the waves.
Ever seen or heard of something of this nature before?
Roll a nature check? Freaky! Oh, it's so freaky!
Cautiously, I might reach over and gently wake Nala.
As you wake Nala, the large mercenary hand comes over your snout real quietly and just goes... As this creature continues on moving...
Is Nala able to see the creature?
Give me a perception check.
I have dark vision, I thought, for being a dragonborn, but okay.
Yeah, which is perception. As you're going from 0 to awake, you do not notice anything except for this guy's hand right on your freaking snout, and you are a little annoyed. The other boat does not, as you guys are on the wrong side, and this creature seemingly disappears without incident.
Nala shakes his head a little bit to get his hand off and just kind of looks at him funny and then looks over at Dove and shrugs her shoulders. Like, why'd you like me?
Yeah.
There's something.
The large mercenary just looks at you, Dove, and winks in the dark, and then he takes up his position in the back of the boat as if nothing happened.
And Nala's eyes kind of get a little bit bigger as she starts smiling and goes like this. Like, because she realizes there's something in the water underneath from what Dove's saying. Now, she probably can't see it, but she would really love to see what it was. And she just kind of gives Dove a thumbs up, like, good job, and then kind of curls back up and goes back to sleep.
With that, the rest of the shift goes on without incident. As the sun comes up, the mercenaries are there early in the morning. They start pushing off. As you guys are going for a little while, breakfast is made, breakfast is served. Go ahead and dive into your rations. There's a couple of these small, I don't want to call them islands, but they're like mounds of dirt that have slowly emerged out of the shifting waters and shifting sand. And as you guys get close to one, right around where the sun starts coming out of the mountain, as the dwarves would say, and you can see the full circle, the two boats pull up near one of these mountains, and the mercenaries are kind of shooting each other glances with almost a smile on their face. And the Goliath mercenary looks at the mountain and says, "All right, everyone. Take a look at the mountain. Do you notice anything?" Someone give me your perception roll.
I'm going to let Dove be the one to roll.
Dove, you're up. Your perception roll for the group. You see a bunch of these little tiny flat rocks. They seem to writhe and move a little bit. Other than that, nothing. Just a bunch of little flat rocks, a couple of bugs. There's, oh, nope, swarms from Mothman over there. As you guys sit there by the side of this little mountain, maybe 15 feet away from it, the mercenaries both pull out little rocks from their pouch and throw them right into the middle of these writhing rocks. And suddenly, these rocks seem to jump up, many of them running directly across the water, as you realize they're not rocks. It's a camouflage that these little lizard creatures are doing, and they're literally running across the water in all directions. They're beautiful in color. Some of them are bright red, bright blue. They've got long tails, and it was just little cute camouflage that they were using, and they run in all directions, and then most of them submerge, diving under the water. The two mercenaries kind of giggle just a little bit.
Does one of them run close enough to the boat for Nala to throw a dagger at it?
Yes. Roll attack.
Okay. Oh, wait. I didn't mean to do that.
Do we see this?
I mean,
I
they're not hidden.
I accidentally got rid of the throw part, but I don't know. I'm just gonna roll it and see what happens.
Yeah, that would beat their AC as you dagger one of these little lizards. It submerges into the water.
Can I quickly snatch it out of the water, just lean over slightly, grab it and the dagger because it was close enough to the boat? Because that's why
Sure, give me a dexterity.
You want to save or
acrobatics?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep. Snatch it. You got a little bright pink and orange lizard with a dagger through its center.
Mm-hmm.
It squiggles for a little while before dying.
Don't take my
I've
dagger
looked
back and
over
put it
at
away.
Nala, horrified.
What? What, Dove? Don't give me that look. It's a beautiful thing, and I wanted it. And Nala proceeds to wrap it up and put it in her pouch for now.
Genuinely horrified, like yelling at Nala. Why did you kill it?
Because it was beautiful, Court. I need it.
You and Cortinius suddenly hear whoosh, 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 whoosh. Looking beside you, there are two lizards perched on the side of the boat, their tongues shooting out about 8 to 10 inches, snatching bugs, and right as they snatch it, the bug just disappears. They seem to have no concept of ethereal bugs and are continuously trying to eat these things as they disappear. You can't see any frustration in their faces, but you can feel it.
Is one of them close enough for Cortinius to try and pick up?
Roll animal handling. These things are actually pretty docile. As you reach out for it, it is so focused on the bugs, you're able to pick it up. It continues to snap at the bugs, and you realize that their bodies almost fold together in like 3 pieces and form what looks like a rock. And then their little feet can come out from under this rock, and they can scurry around very slowly. But if threatened, they can jump out into long mode and run across the water with these big webbed feet of theirs. Very, very, very lizard. They're 100% reptilian.
Sure, not like it's pretty, but it's got so much more beauty when it's able to like run around. You know, you kind of really ruined a lot of it with your dagger there, and I put it back on the rock
Now,
where it
Court,
was.
I understand where you're coming from, hon. I really do. That's why I only killed one. Because I need to figure out how exactly I'm going to turn it into a masterpiece before I decide to take others. Like
Flint, give me a perception roll as you're the only one not directly involved in all of this.
Who?
Flint. So that's whoever's controlling Flint, Uno.
Sorry.
Now, I understand
Perception.
what you're saying, but that's the other reason why I had to kill one. I need to examine it and figure out how I can make something even more beautiful out of it.
You know, you can make friends without killing things.
Now, that's all fine and dandy with intelligent creatures, but this is a beast that only survives out in the wild. They don't have no feelings, Court.
Not that you can tell, but they do.
Nah. Beasts and creatures don't truly have no feelings.
Yeah, I think you're only really proving what I said earlier about you being the most likely slaver among us. You seem to have a general lack of compassion for people that aren't so far removed from yourself.
Nala just kind of tilts her head at him. This isn't people. Your definitions seem to be getting confused, Uno. And I would never sell a smart being to another being. That goes against my own nature. Now, killing creatures and beasts, that's a different story. I need everything I can find out in the wild to make the beautiful things that I do.
Uno,
push off, and you start drifting apart from Dove and Nala. It doesn't mean you can't communicate. It just means you'd be shouting across the open water as the boats are now maybe 25 feet apart.
And the last thing Nala says to Uno, in a very, like, straightforward, like, don't. Because she feels as if Uno is trying to put what slave is due onto her, and she does not appreciate him accusing her of being that when all she is a hunter and acquirer of beautiful, rare creatures.
Flint, check your chat. I tend to send people chats. I just want to make sure you're somewhat monitoring it in case you get a direct message. As you guys shove off, the day goes by mostly without incident. As it starts getting closer to lunchtime evening, as it starts to get closer to lunchtime evening, the two mercenaries start to look a little bit more nervous as they start looking around almost concerned, and they start to almost sink lower into their own skins. They're kind of giving each other eyes and signals, but so far, nothing to be alarmed about. Is there anything you guys want to do as you guys are moving through this area that is making the mercenaries more nervous?
Do I recognize the area?
Actually, no. None of you have ever been here. This is deep in lizard territory, or what used to be lizard territory. It was semi-public for anybody in the mainland that the lizard people of this region sold the land to the orcs just a couple of years ago. But it is largely untamed swamp area. Is that something you know?
I was just going to say, Uno seeing them nervous is going to get very nervous.
Nala, she's gonna...
Lizard folk, yes, that is the preferred term.
That's not me, is it? Just out of curiosity.
You're a dragonborn, I believe.
I know I am, but some people...
They don't know you are.
Okay, thank you. Nala's gonna kind of nudge against Dove and then turn to the orcs in the boat and say, "You're starting to seem a little worried there, friend. What's got you riled up? Side-eyeing each other."
Notice the poles, and you can see he's pushing on the pole, and he's got it all the way down in the water. Like, it's easily 15, 20 feet deep in some spots here. Larger creatures tend to lurk. I've only been on a few expeditions through here. We've never had an actual problem. But that's because we've been smart. Anyone who travels here knows you have to be careful in this area. Creatures tend to get large, and if they're hungry, well, you don't have to be the fastest swimmer in the boat, but you can't be the slowest.
Fair enough. Do you happen to have any more information about what type of creature we might encounter if we do, or should we just say mum's the word and carry on?
Does it matter how many teeth it has? Just know it can outswim you. And
Well,
if it tips this boat, I'll race you to the other one.
That's fair. But I'm just out of curiosity. How many teeth are we talking about? It's a fascination of mine. Creatures, that is.
We'll say between 8 and too many.
Wonderful. Thank you, good friend. Do let us know if you see something so we may be ready and armed to try and fight should we need it.
That would either be the smartest or stupidest thing you can do. Things here grow very large. Fighting is not always the best option.
No.
And if we are going to fight, I'll be right behind you. Because while it's eating you, it'll give me time to get away.
Oh, I'm sure you will use all the advantage you are given to take care of your own life. Thank you.
I'm a guide. I'm not going to die for y'all.
Oh, I wouldn't ask you to. But don't worry, if you do die, I will make sure to take your bones back home for you. And take my own pickings of what's left of you.
You know, those acolytes over there are kind of nice. Where the hell did they find you folk?
You know, you're not the first person to say that to me, and probably won't be the last.
Can you switch seats with the pretty elf? You're making
all
me
means.
nervous.
I'm just sitting up there shaking my head now.
And I look over at Dove and say, my companion don't like you no more than I do, so you really sure you want to switch?
It's not about her. It's about me. I like her more than I like you.
Don't worry, it's mutual. I'm not going to be killing you. And I smile at
With
Dove
that,
and
it's
say,
now midday. The mercenaries have been pushing for most of the day. They both sit down and say, okay, we can either switch out with one of you, looking at the Dragonborn and the dwarf, or we can take a break here. This is not the best place to take a break, but we need a little bit of rest.
well, I'll be delighted.
We weren't
to push.
expecting as many people in these boats, and it's making progress a little slower.
I'll be delighted to push, but I have never steered or tried to move a boat as this. Now, my cousin, they were very good at these types of boats. It might just come naturally, but if the other boat doesn't move as well...
He hands you the stick and sits down.
Nala takes the six and just waits patiently for the other boat to let her know if they're going to keep going or not.
Flint, you in?
Yeah, I'll attempt. I've never rowed a boat before, but
It's not rowing, it's just one of those push sticks. It's actually very easy. I've done it IRL. And after about 30 seconds, you can kind of feel like the way you can actually push off just to make the boat go in the general direction. Since they are longboats, they're designed to go in a specific direction, and you start to feel very quickly that pushing against it either works or doesn't work at all. And it really, it's surprisingly easy. And as you guys are going, we'll say Flint, give me an athletics check. As you're pushing down, it's about 30 feet, or about 15, 20 feet down. Then suddenly, as you push down, it goes from about 15 feet to about, 10. And suddenly, you push down and you feel something just move that pole very quickly, as if you've touched something under you. What do you do?
can I make a perception check?
Sure. Yeah, looking into the water, you see nothing but murk, but your pole definitely went down on something soft, and then that soft something moved.
I think I might have hit something.
A second later, something grabs the pole and starts to yank it out of your hands. Are you holding on and fighting it, or letting it go?
I'm gonna hold on to it, and
Give
I'm
me a strength check.
actually okay.
As you hold on to the pole, as you're under 15, a second later, you all hear a splash as the dwarf is now in the water. What kind of armor are you wearing, Flint?
Wearing chainmail.
Woo! Yes. Okay, so as you start to sink in this, what are y'all doing as he falls in the water?
Nala is going to immediately stab her pole into the ground to try
What's
and
that,
bring...
Cortinius?
Can I help with the pulling and stuff? Can I use shape water to freeze the water around the pole?
For, instantly as he falls in?
It's instantaneous.
Sure. What's shape water going to do exactly? Because it's pulled him in as it happened so fast that he hit something, it grabbed the pole, yanked against it, he fought, yanked him in.
Yeah, as he falls, the water below him freezes as long as there's not a creature within a 5-foot cube. So he gets...
No, there's not a creature within a 5-foot cube, Druid. So he's standing on water as the boat is slowly pacing away. He's holding this pole I guess I got the pole. What am I doing here? You're holding...
Okay, fuck. Guys!
Uno would try to grab the other end of the pole. Oh no, it's in the water. Never mind. He's gonna reach out his hand. And be,
Flint, what are you doing?
I'm gonna actually use Giant might.
Okay.
And
what does that do?
I'm going to become large.
Oh.
Okay. You grow. Okay.
So I'm going to
And-
become about 8 feet tall, and I'm going to have a reach of about 10 feet.
All right. You're able to grab Cortinius.
Put his hand on the boat instead of me because I'm not very strong.
All right. Cortinius, give me a strength check to see if you can put this large creature into the boat with your 4 strength or something.
Very weak. Okay.
Or not Cortinius. Yeah, you're gonna grab Uno.
So strength check for me.
Yeah, it's not gonna be a disadvantage as he is. Oh my god.
Mm.
All right, with a 12, you're able to pull him towards the boat, and you're now dragging him in the water. Are you still holding on to the pole?
Yeah. Oh, him. Never mind.
Yeah.
Me? Yeah. Yes, I would be holding onto the pole.
All right. Creature is still holding onto the pole and pulling against. As you're pulling against Uno, it's a very bizarre sight. The mercenary grabs your other hand and tries to pull you into the boat. Go ahead and give me a strength check with advantage, as you've got 2 people trying to yank you in, and you're large, but you're still holding onto this thing that something is trying to hold on to. It's a tug of war. Oh my god.
Now I have.
You get back in the boat, and as you're jumping back in the boat, you've got a death grip on this freaking pole. You see some sort of almost a tentacle with spines on it coming out of the water slightly, but it seems once it touches the air and breaches the water, it releases and goes back underwater. You have the pole, and there's these weird tendril scratches all up the pole. But you're panting and out of breath. You're now a large creature, crushing the poor mercenary. Uno is just smashed under you, and the mercenary's like, "Neat trick. Can you get off me now?"
I try to get off of him.
Yes.
This is why I don't like the water. That thing over there.
Flint's. Mate, you're real heavy now.
Nala yells across the water, Flint, you got bigger. Why'd you get bigger?
The other mercenary, concerned about the people in the boat, "You all right?" He's like, "Yeah, just, I got you. All right, be careful."
Something
I'm very hurt.
Yeah. The trick is not to touch them when you're, moving on top of them, but if they get a hold of you, just let go of the damn pole. We got a couple of extras. Not worth dying for.
But I didn't die. You see, this is why it's so important we maintain dwarf culture. I learned this from the runes. I've been saying this for days with you people.
Yeah.
As you start paddling it, or pushing again, you start going into your tirade about dwarven culture or whatever, and everyone almost wants to be like, "Oh," but at the same time, you just saved yourself in the pole, and that could have been a lot worse. So they're begrudgingly allowing it.
It was great, but it was me who let you not fall in. So let's not forget that.
And then one of the acolytes is now just staring at you, Cortinius. So what else can you do?
Who even are you?
I'm Jeffrey. I'm an acolyte.
Nala yells across the water one more time, Flint, hun, are you all right? You still haven't answered me. 8 foot.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I think I just fell in a little bit. It's probably okay. The mother's providence protects all who travel under her protection.
That's why you're carrying the dirt, love. That's why you're carrying the dirt. Let's go. Come on now.
Cortinius is just delving into this argument with Flint about whether it was the mother's providence or the grove's power that kept him from being eaten by whatever.
Dove, as they're doing all this, give me a perception check.
I'm too invested trying to overhear what they're
Yeah.
talking about in the other boat.
Your mother is all fine and good, but if she was the only one looking out for you, you'd be in the water.
Right, but I could have swam. I could have gotten large enough. I feel like this could have been fine.
Would you like to sit out again? And I kind of like act like I'm going to push him in.
I get very square. Good center of gravity.
And like right behind your ear, you hear, "Could you do it?"
Could I put? Fucking you could. Anybody could push him in. He's a person.
But he got big.
Yes, so. He's small again, ain't he?
Oh, I don't think he's shrunk down yet, has he?
Did he? Did he?
Oh, a couple minutes.
Okay.
All right, as you guys continue on, it is now getting closer to night as you guys have been on the water a full day. Are you guys taking shifts again?
Yeah.
Can we get off this blasted boat? Can we sleep on dry land again?
Tomorrow.
Nala looks towards Dove and kind of gives her a question and like head shake of if she wants to do what they did last time as she sets the pole down to stop the boat.
Yeah. I'll respond that I would like to sleep first.
All right, we're going to take the same shift we took last night, Mr. Orc, whose name has not been given to me, but probably won't be considering how you feel about me. Whatever.
Torian. My name is Torian Kell.
Torian, perfect. We'll take the same watch we took last night, unless your delicate sensibilities don't appreciate that help.
Delicate. Do whatever you wish. If you want to be really gung-ho, you can even row a little bit. And he sets the stick in the side of the boat.
I'm fine with just taking watch while we're linked together. No need to have
Of course.
I'll take first watch on this boat.
Okay. The sun starts to go down, and it's real still. It's very calm. Cortinius, give me a d12 roll as you and who else takes first watch?
Nala's on the other boat with first watch.
With a 7, you don't see anything. It's relatively calm until almost at the edge of your watch. Cortinius, you feel a slight ripple in the water, and the boats, which are now lashed together, rock slightly. Give me a perception roll with disadvantage, as you don't have dark vision. God, I love saying that.
Just to confirm there, Nala does have dark vision for being a Dragonborn, correct?
Nope. I thought they did, but they don't.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Dragonborn don't have dark vision, which
I
is
find that
just
interesting.
stupid. Yeah.
Wizards generally don't see great in the dark.
Yeah, they do.
True, but actual dragons do, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, actual dragon.
So with that, with your amazing perception roll, you feel these ripples starting to hit the boat, and as you look off in the distance, there is a shadow of something maybe 7 feet tall, cutting through the water, almost a large fin, seeming to propel itself with a rhythmic squishing motion as it just glides through the water. This is, again, like a 6-7 foot shadow just moving, completely opaque as it moves by the boat. Is there anything you want to do?
I'm going to kind of give a whistle to get Nala's attention, but I'm also going to cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff.
Okay.
And
As you cast that, and
nudge, with it. Like, wake up.
Oh, wasn't sleeping?
Uno, give me a perception check with advantage. As you do glow slightly, but you also have dark vision.
Whistle to Nala to try and get her attention.
With that 14, you do see it's a very large fin of some kind, You can make out a little bit of a shape. It's maybe 8 feet tall, 7 feet tall, cutting through the water, producing just a little bit of a ripple as it propels itself rhythmically. It's going by the boat very slowly, maybe 1 or 2 miles an hour. You guys want to do anything?
Nala, having acknowledged the whistle and watched as Court woke up Uno and gestured to it, has been able to identify it because they pointed straight at it. She doesn't wake anyone else. She just waits, realizing that the creature is probably going to pass right by them as long as they don't do anything. And she nods to Court, but also kind of motions to calm and just let it pass by.
If you guys knew nothing, it does just pass by calmly, coolly, and after a few minutes, it disappears into the darkness.
Whew. What is that thing, Court?
I don't know. There's some really big fish in here. I'm not used to big fish.
Nala just kind of waves at them both and is kind of giving them a, "Are you okay? Are you all right?" Knowing that she motioned to them to be quiet for a reason, but wanting to make sure that their nerves aren't too shaken.
Yeah. We're good.
All right. And she stays on watch and makes sure to let Dove know that we've already encountered one creature that passed us by, as long as we didn't rattle ourselves too much and make too much noise. Being calm seems to be the best way to let these creatures go by in the evening.
Hey, Court, do you see that over there? And points
You
off.
do not.
All right, probably just light playing tricks on me. Never mind.
What is it?
It looks like I don't know what you'd call it. One of those like flat lizards that swims about.
Is it like, is it close by?
It's got to be within 60 feet.
Court will cast Produce Flame cantrip again, and so I have a light.
Mm-hmm.
All the fire.
It gives you 20 or 30 feet, I think, but not enough to see whatever it was.
Nala,
It is.
Holding up, I'm looking around.
Nala sees the light immediately and hisses defensively at Court to put it out. Because she's hunted different monsters before and she understands that you are attracting attention that we do not need as we are trying to rest. And she almost motions like aggressively at Court to put the flame out.
Court like hits his back but pulls his hand back, puts the flame down.
All right.
Well,
with that, you guys doing anything else? All right.
Keeping close watch on these eyes that he sees.
All right. Next shift, give me a D12 roll.
And Nala has updated Dove on what's happened with quick whispered words of the 7 to 8 foot long creature that, Uno and Court had seen something. Dove understands that, Nala encourages quiet and no light until the sun rises if possible, but Nala goes to sleep with full confidence.
As you guys go back to resting, Uno, you're sitting there for kind of a while, and you're bored, and you're looking around, and you're bored, and you're looking around, and then a cloud kind of goes over the moon, and it gets even darker. And that's when you notice, off in the distance, there's these strange lights, very, very tiny lights, maybe 10 or 15 of them, and they're hovering just over the water. They're kind of a ways off, actually. They seem stationary, but they're definitely some sort of lights cutting through the darkness.
Just gonna whistle like he heard earlier.
Is it as well as Nala's whistle, or is it like a kid trying to whistle with their fingers for the first time?
It's really airy, yeah.
Dev will just be like looking over, like trying to tell if he's trying to get her attention or if he's trying to make noise. Sing.
He's making all
To
these
look
weird
in that
hand gestures.
direction.
Now, he does glow slightly, so you're now, after a second, your eyes adjust to seeing him. You can figure out what his shape is and what it's trying to do. Because, he does glow.
So he's over there going and doing this.
Yes. While glowing slightly with these ethereal plugs flying around.
Yeah. I think it might take like 2, 3, 4 minutes, and eventually he'll get where he's pointing to. Yeah.
Snash, you know that you either are supposed to steal third base, or he's pointing to something over in the... After a little while, you do notice these stationary lights just above the water.
Are they... They're not floating. They're not like orbs, but they're
Maybe
like
hovering
in the distance.
above the water slightly, yeah.
But they're not moving.
Fairly big distance. Not... Actually, give me a perception roll. Disadvantage. They are moving. You do see them moving slowly.
Are they like side to side, or are they like coming closer to us?
They're not moving closer. They seem to be going up and down very slightly. And the distance is pretty far, about the limit of what you'd be able to see at night. But they're light, so distance is very, very difficult to see in the dark like this.
With their up and down movement, is it more like a lot, or is it like bobbing?
And your dark vision is just so terrible. It's hard to see. It seems to be a lot, then a little, then nothing, then are your eyes just playing tricks on you? It's like trying to count stars in the middle of the night after you've been staring at them for too long.
Okay. I don't know if I'll do anything, but I will keep an eye on it.
All right. You guys doing anything else?
Uno would just like stage whisper in the elven tongue, assuming that Dove would understand.
That is one of the things I've given all of your characters, whether it's on your sheet or not. Everyone here speaks Sylvan.
Okay. He's specifically going to be speaking in like Elvish or Elven. I can't remember which it is in D&D, but
it's Elvish in this case.
Elvish, and would say, "What do you think that is? Should I be scared? Because I'm scared."
Could be boats. It could be creatures. It looks far away, so either way, I think we're okay.
Okay. I trust you. Bye.
Bye. We're still standing the same.
6 feet apart.
Yeah.
And with that, the night kind of carries on to a close. The lights seem to fade in the morning.
Okay.
But as the sun starts to come up, you guys start to see more of what those lights are. There's a few of those mounds around those lights. Do you guys say or do anything to the crew? Do you tell them what you're seeing? Where are you guys going from here?
I imagine we summarize.
Yeah, and say like nothing really happened, but point out where they're at.
One of the mercenaries goes, "You said you saw little lights on the water, and they're moving?"
Mm-hmm.
And he looks at his buddy. All right, we're going to need to check this out. Who here is capable of moving without getting themselves killed?
When you say that, what do you mean? Moving without getting yourself... Like, I can't run across the water like those lizards were doing.
Typically, if you're seeing what I think you're seeing, it'll be on the land or very, very shallow water. We need to be careful. I'd rather people who are fast, but also anyone who can, well, not be stupid.
I mean, if it's on land, I can kind of be, disguised. But I need to know what we're looking at. What do you think that is?
Honestly, it could be a poacher's trap. Depending on what they caught, it'd be a good payday.
Or a good thing to let go?
Now, cool,
But-
it could already be dead. Poachers' traps are known for being quite deadly to different creatures.
But it could also be something that needs our help that we need to release. Wouldn't you say, Court?
Yeah, I'm down to go try and let it out or see what it is, as long as we're on land. I'm not really great at the whole water thing.
The Goliath and the orc kind of motion to each other, and the orc nods, pulling out two hand axes. One of them glows slightly red. Torian jumps into the water, and you see it's only about 4 feet deep. Not super deep, but it does come, mid-chest to him, who's 6.5 feet tall. He wades slightly, and it gets even shallower. He starts dragging the boat by a rope, and docks it crudely by one of those land masses that comes out of the water about 18 inches. And you can tell it's only maybe 2.5 to 3 feet deep.
Nala has... Oh, he just vanished.
Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Nala jumps out and assists Torin, kind of giving him a look and says, "Is this always poachers' traps? Or could we expect anything else?"
Yes.
Love
keeps
to see it.
I'm gonna watch the mercenary that we have interacted with more closely because I do not trust him. So I'm gonna go with ostensibly with whatever they're doing, but suspiciously.
Nala is gonna... Oops, sorry.
If we get onto land, I can try and get closer without being seen and tell you what it is up there. If you can stay here and be quiet.
Who are you doing?
What?
Who was that to?
The mercenary in our boat, I guess,
Yeah.
the one pulling our boat.
Yeah, mercenary says, well, if you want to investigate, go right ahead. I won't stop you.
Nala turns to Dove and just kind of looks at her and says, "We're probably going to be going to look at this. Do you want to stay here, or would you care to join me?"
I'll join you. How large are the land masses, like circumference?
Not very.
Or-
Only about 18 inches, but what it's doing is marching a much more shallow spot. You'll be in, knee to thigh-high water the whole time, or
Okay.
worse.
Okay, yeah. I'll join. I'll join Nala.
Okay, so I've got Nala, Dove, anyone else going? Cortinius.
And we're staying next to Torian, who's the orc in our boat.
I would,
In
I'm
Flint, you
staying
guys
with the
staying behind?
mercenaries.
Okay.
I'm staying with the mercenaries following behind them. Again, mistrustfully.
Uno would feel bad if something happened to Cortinius and would go wherever he's going.
Cortez would like to go. I'd like to ask them if you'd like. I can be a bit. I can blend in a bit better. If you want to give me a chance to check this out without you.
Torian just kind of shrugs and goes, if you can blend into water, go ahead.
I'm mainly looking at Nala and Dove.
Oh yeah, I would nod.
Nala just kind of grins, all fangs, just kind of smiles at her and doesn't say anything.
Alright, I'll take this as a yes. I'm going to spend a wild shape. I'm going to turn into a panther. And I'm going to trade through the wall.
So, here's how you actually do this mechanically, is drag Panther onto your actual character sheet. And then to revert back, you would right-click in the upper left-hand corner on your image and say revert. And
Drag,
you will actually turn into a panther.
drag from where?
NPCs, just search for panther. Or I can do it. Hey, wait, panther?
It's CR 1/4.
No. Apparently, oh, that's in images. NPCs.
I see it in NPCs.
I gotcha. Yeah, I was looking in. Oh, there's no image for panther. If you start turning into a panther a lot, I'll. All right, you're a panther.
I have the sheet pulled up. I'm going to turn into a panther, kind of quietly climb out of the boat and sort of like stalk to the
Yeah.
water.
As you're stalking through the water, it is just deep enough for you to keep your snout above water. And after panther paddling for a few dozen feet, you see where these little lights are, and they're little tiny markers. They're markers for some sort of a sub-aqua trap. It's an underwater trap of some kind. And as you get close, there is something large in this trap, as the water seems to writhe and move. With the water being maybe 5 to 6 feet deep, whatever this creature is easily over 5 to 6 feet, as it slowly crests the water with a, again, reptilian skin.
Does it have eyes that I can see?
No, you're not able to see it, but you're also not able to see it well, as even though you're, how far away from it would you be?
If I noticed how big it is, I would want to stay at least 10 feet away.
Okay, being 10 to 15 feet away, you do see it's an extremely large lizard reptilian creature of some kind. It is underwater and it seems to be trapped. There's almost ropes or cables of some kind that have restrained this creature, and the way it's restrained, based off the fact that it's going up and down in the water, it does not seem like it's able to breach the water.
I'm going to take kind of like a giant breath and dive down to see if I can see how it's restrained, see if I can see anything in the water.
Give me a perception check with a panther.
My passive is 14, I have a +4.
Okay. Well, let's see if this works. Holy shit. Yikes. Yeah, you're able to see into the water pretty easily as this thing is, again, trying to get out. And in your panther understanding of the world, which is still enough to figure out what's going on, this is some sort of a trap that had some sort of bait at the bottom of the water. When it snatched the bait, the ropes tightened, cables tightened. It is now restrained by these anchors, and it is held underwater. It's a drowning trap designed to drown large creatures so they're easy to recover afterwards.
Can I tell if they're metal or rope holding it?
Smart enough to figure that out, but you do smell blood.
Do I not retain my own, like...
You do not. I actually looked this up knowing I had a druid in the party. So your understanding of the world is based off the panther understanding. You can tell that there are restraints of some kind, but the details of that become lost as your intelligence is... What? Panthers don't have 12 intelligence, do they? Oh shit, they do. Okay, yeah, that's above average. It is some sort of a cable. It would be harder than normal rope, yes.
Okay. So you said it's a cable, so it's metal.
Some kind, yeah.
All right. Do I see the face of this creature?
Yes, you do.
Does it see me?
I'm going to say yes, it would, as you're close enough to be seen and you did not approach on its blind side. It has 4 eyes, a very large green snout. It has a very long body, almost serpentine. No legs. It's like a large water snake, mostly mouth. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and share an image of what it looks like. I just dropped it on a random image so I can create a map. It is considered a gargantuan creature as it is over 20 feet long. It is restrained underwater by these cables. Its mouth is about 4.5, 5 feet. Its body is more snake-like.
Okay,
What
does
do
it
you want to do?
it recognizes that I'm there, or is it just thrashing around?
It is thrashing, having a very miserable time as it seems to be trying to come above water, but it cannot.
I want to kind of get its attention so it can see me.
Okay.
Like, try and get its focus, and I'm going to swim over to the cables. I'm
Okay.
going to swim back up, take a really deep breath. I'm going to swim down and try and bite the cable holding it because
Okay.
wants to help.
Panther teeth would not be strong enough to bite this cable. That's not going to work as a panther.
Okay, I try a couple of times until I need to breathe. I swim back up. I'm going to swim back over to the boat because I don't think I can be useful as a panther anymore. I'll swim back over to the boat, jump back as Cortinius, holding on to the side of the boat. Okay, guys, that thing's really big, and it's definitely dying. I think we need to help it. There's some sort of metal holding it down there, and I can't break it.
Nala is going to look toward Cortinius and say, Court, I think you need to get back in the boat. And, Dove, no offense, I think you should as well, and we'll go and try and free it, but be wary, there are other creatures watching. Not aggressive, but they are watching, not far away. Now, what kind of cables did you see, Court, down there, wrapped around the creature?
There's some sort of metal. I can't really tell.
All right, well,
I tried to bite him, and I couldn't.
no worries. I think we'll be able to cut through it. I will go ahead and let you know, Court, should it try to attack us, Torn and I will fight back.
It's a wild creature, and it's trapped. It's gonna lash out. Give it space.
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm happy to give it space. I'm happy to release it. But there are other creatures here that might attack it as well because it is wounded. So should a skirmish happen, I want you to understand it's not anything against you, but I value mine and this orc's survival a bit more than the creature that's in that cage.
Would it help if I had a conversation with it? I can speak with animals.
Well, now that's a helpful skill. By all means, why don't you join us if you're comfortable in the water? Do you know how to swim, Uno?
I've never tried, but it can't be that hard. And he's going to try to do like what the lizards did and just run across the water.
Nala is immediately going to grab him.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Okay.
All right.
It worked
Nice.
for about 18 inches.
Mm.
All right. I reckon with a bit more practice, I'll get it.
Nala,
You're now in chest to neck deep water.
Nala
right.
But you can stand.
smiles and says, "Can you hold your breath?" Oh no. Can you hold your
Yeah,
breath?
for a little while.
Well, that's what we're going to need to do, and you're going to have to try and talk through water to the creature. So Tor and I are going to cut it loose, and Nala gives Torin kind of a side eye to let him understand that they are cutting it loose unless anything else should happen, and not to get any ideas.
So what I could do is I could get big again and try to restrain it to some level.
Now, Flint Hunt,
You-
I mean, are you sure you want to try that considering it's going to get aggressive? I mean, it's trapped down there.
How bad could it be? We have someone to talk to him. Let's try to do right by this.
Very well, bleeding heart. So we're now going to work on cutting it loose, you two dumbasses, you two wonderful friends, to try and restrain and talk to the lizard. Alrighty then, twin. Uno, Flint, everybody hold your breath. Here we go. And
I would reach out as you're passing by Nala and cast guidance on you.
well, thank you very kindly.
I have advantage while I'm giant on strength checks.
Yep.
What does that do, Dove? Sorry.
It's a D4
Thank you.
to any rolls,
Appreciate you.
not attack rolls. Though.
Not attack rolls. Understand. All right. So we are diving into the water, looking at this pretty little thing all trapped up.
Okay. As you guys go down there, you guys sure enough see this large 25, 30-foot creature, large mouth. It seems to have been under there for kind of a while, and you can see these cables have wrapped around it in 3 different places, and they're cutting into its skin rather severely and restraining it, holding it underwater, which is exactly what this kind of trap is designed to do.
Nala and Torin are gonna nod at each other and immediately go to the further end of the cables and start working on releasing it, as Torin has seen these traps before, and well, Nala's probably made some of these traps before.
Uno, what are you doing?
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. And so even though I don't think I would be able to speak underwater, I would be able to comprehend
Sure.
what it's saying.
Yeah, and as you do this, it is a swamp, and you hear the little frogs in the background just singing to each other. You hear a couple of birds chirping. You hear the grasshoppers. As you cast Speak with Animals, suddenly clarity starts to come as you hear the frogs. Hey, baby, wanna fuck? The birds are like, I'm horny! Come put your sperm in me! I want some egg laying! The little grasshoppers are like, what's up over there? Those legs look long and those wings look thick. As you realize that this is a swamp and it is the spring. And suddenly you're getting an education that you can only find from the deepest, darkest corners of the internet.
Oh my.
Welcome to Speak with Animals in actuality.
Yeah, for sure. And Uno would dive his head under the water to try to drown some of that out.
Nala is gonna have gently gotten Uno's hand to help him swim down, as she is very proficient.
As you dive your head underwater, the creature thrashes, and you just hear a heavy. That seems to just say.
Uno would gurgle back his best imitation of it.
You're speaking.
Yes.
2 of the eyes on one side of the creatures flash to you as it struggles, and as it struggles, you see little wisps of blood where the cable is wrapped around its midsection.
Uno would just hold up his hands and try to say, stop.
Give me a persuasion.
Okay. Not my forte. Ooh, so close.
The creature seems to relax slightly, even with your terrible interpretation of its language. Are you guys releasing this gargantuan creature with a mouth larger than most dwarves?
Nala and Toyin have found the ropes and are working on releasing them. When the first one releases, Nala's assuming the creature is going to whip around and face them, so she's kind of got Flint nearby to grab
There are 3
it.
of them, and releasing one, very easy, which Torian does, no problem. Nala, are you releasing yours? And Flint, were you on one as well?
He's there.
No, I'm just.
Right.
I'm there.
Back.
I'd like to ready an action to try and so that to just basically be able to use giant might on demand.
Gotcha.
Nala cuts her rope as well, and she and Torin both swim to the third rope, side-eyeing each other.
As you cut the two, the creature is now mostly free, and there's a quick second where it's able to breach above the water, and you hear a heavy as it takes in a huge amount of air, quite possibly the first breath it's had in hours at the easiest.
We're helping you, says Uno as he breaches as well.
Give me an animal handling. The scared and angry creature now makes 4 eye contact as on you. Are you guys cutting the last rope?
Nala kind of motions to Torin to go ahead and go up to be prepared. She really would rather him not get caught in the crossfire. And she immediately, once he starts getting close to the surface, snaps the rope and immediately swims up to the surface to get on land, or to be able to stand in the shallow water.
Okay. Cutting the final rope, the creature escapes and swims away a little bit and then starts to make a very large circle back towards where you guys are. What do you all do?
Once surface, Nala's gonna sheath her dagger and pull her scimitar out, with her other hand ready, just in case. And she's gonna look to Flint and say, "Are you ready? This could end badly."
How far away is it?
30 feet. Swimming a large, about 80-foot arc in a big circle.
I would like to use my stone rune as a reaction.
Okay, and your stone rune does...
It needs to set. It needs to make a saving throw against my rune magic thing, which my rune magic thing should be 13. And 13. If it fails,
what's that?
What's that?
What's that?
And then it needs to make a 13 on a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. It hits a 13 exactly, so it saves.
Am I within 30 feet of it?
Not anymore, as it has swam out and is now arcing around. It's creating a large wake, and it's slow but steady, directed swimming. It has swum out of the trap and is now arcing around towards your crew.
Those of us
you guys are probably 30, 40 feet from the boat. It is 60 feet from you, but it is making a circle, seeming to arc around, potentially, towards you guys.
I'm going to wait until it gets within 30 feet, and then I'm going to do something. So if someone else is trying to do something before that.
Uno.
It's going to look toward Uno, that's for sure.
He stands up tall with a smile on his face and has his arms outstretched like, "Come here, buddy."
And as it would happen, the thing completes its arc and is now focused in on Uno, swimming at you. It is, we'll say, 60 feet away, closing fast, but not insanely fast.
Nala, begrudgingly, with a frown on her lips, stands right behind Uno and has her arm extended out to grab him, because she trusts a little bit in this animal speak, but she's very wary that it's not going to just try and nom right on his head. But she's like, her fingers are brushing up against the back of his shirt to pull, should she need to.
As you guys see this triangular wake bearing down on Uno, there's a deafening silence followed up by as Tori and Kel and the other mercenary are eating pretzels on the boat watching this happen. Does anyone want to do anything as this thing is 20 feet from Uno?
Can it see and hear me?
What's that?
Can it see and hear me if I were to yell something?
Potentially.
Can I cast Animal Friendship on it?
Sure. What's that have
I'm
to succeed on it, Shaw?
it.
Sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, Frosting, going violent on this one.
No,
No?
I didn't actually mean to do that. I'm trying to read it.
All right.
I don't know why I can't read things like I used to be able to do.
I don't know what your animal saving whatever is, but yeah, it's going to fail, whatever that is.
Well, the important thing is what's its intelligence score?
Well, it failed whatever it was because it rolled a 6.
No, I need to know what its intelligence.
8.
Okay, so the spell can't work on it.
Okay. So as this thing goes bearing down on you, she casts a spell. It seems to work. Are you doing anything, Uno, as this thing is now 10 feet from you?
Just say, we're cool, right, bro?
And it diverts course just at the last second, allowing it to brush right by you. There's a quick blasting wake from this thing as it seems to breathe water in your face and splash you, and you just hear it submerge slightly in a yeah as it swims under the water and right turns out into the depths of the swamp.
All right. Think crisis averted. I think we just made a friend.
Nala quickly grabs the back of Uno's shirt and she just turns him around and said, I would appreciate, friend, if you wouldn't put yourself right in the face of danger. Next time.
We were in danger?
Hmm.
No, like we talked to it. He said that like he was sad, and I said we would help him, and we did, and so like that's what friends do.
Very well. Let's get back to the boat and move on. You've made
All right.
As you guys get back in the boat, waterlogged, Jeffrey just is like, guys are so cool. So cool. You touched a dragon. So cool. Meanwhile, the two mercenaries are kind of looking at each other, and Torian just says, you know what we could have got for that pelt?
Torian, don't get started. I don't want to hear it. Bleeding hearts are everywhere around us right now, and I don't need the back talk of what we could get for the pelt.
It's been a day and a half just to skin the damn thing, but...
Well, with all of us, we could have probably done it in 12 hours. And don't think for a second I would let you sell all of it. But we ain't doing it, and we're moving on, so let's go. Come on now.
It's kind of grumbling. What's that?
I look at Jeffrey like, what exactly are you an acolyte of? Like, what's going on with you? You've been real close. It's weird.
Yeah. I get that a lot, I'm sorry. And he kind of sits back on his haunches. I think magic is so cool. But yeah, we're an acolyte of the Warrior King. And he kind of looks at the religious leader who's like, yeah.
Well, I've never really heard of him. He doesn't sound all that great. I don't think. Have you?
No, yeah. No, you don't understand. So the Warrior King created the goddess of war, and there was a battle, and the goddess of war betrayed him and stabbed him through the heart, and so the Warrior King died, but he is going to resurge and become the new god of war.
Can I make a religion check?
Go for it.
Oh,
Can I
sorry.
borrow someone to make a religion check for me? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. My bad.
No worries. Yeah, you've heard bits and pieces of these legends. You're not sure if they're legends or bullshit or crazy gods or whatever, but yeah, something to the effect of Warrior King creates warrior, warrior betrays king, warrior kills king, becomes new warrior. Standard religious bullshit.
I know what this kid knows, basically.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys shove off for the next little while, and as it starts getting closer to dark, let's see, Bertinius, give me a perception check as the sun starts going down. As you stare across the water, you see a crocodile seemingly following you.
I just kind of like wave at it. Like, hey, Uno, I think we've got another friend.
Oh yeah, I saw that last night. I was trying to tell you all, but you said you didn't see it. So
Why is he following us?
I think because like people are finally starting to recognize that we're just like really good people, and I don't know, just like we're a cool hang.
I guess that makes sense. Do you think we need to keep him kind of a secret so that Nala doesn't try to skin him?
Yeah, I think it's just like best practice to not mention any animals that we see to Nala.
Yeah, I think she might try to take him for some sort of like clothing or something.
Yeah, seemed real interested in taking parts of you when we met her.
Yeah, that was a bit weird.
But I'm gonna go over there and do a little piss and see if Crocky's friend.
Yeah. I like him.
All right.
Never mind.
And Uno would move to like the back of the boat and get as close to the crocodile as he can. Just go, hey there, little guy. Psst, psst, psst.
I'm kind of trying to like help Uno. I'm like splashing the water with him or something.
Yeah, it's at this time that you notice another crocodile coming in from a different angle. And another crocodile coming in from a different angle. And several more crocodiles coming in from several different angles. And it's at this point that Torian and the other mercenary get real nervous, and they put their poles down, and they fold their hands very politely, as these crocodiles are not crocodiles, but lizard men who start swarming up to the boat. It's at this time where the crocodile that has been following all of you this entire time comes out of the water, revealing himself to be a fully grown, 7-foot-tall lizard man, and he simply points over in a direction where it seems to get a little bit shallower. The mercenaries very politely, very slowly nod their heads, re-angle the boats, and begin moving it as they're flanked by at least 6 crocodilian creatures, humanoid, swimming slowly beside these boats. Is there anything you guys want to do, as you have about 2 minutes before you get to some form of drier land?
Does this feel like a setup?
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Nala is probably going to try and see if any of them will engage in conversation on the side of the boat as they're rowing.
They seem to be ignoring you.
Nala just huffs and sits back down.
I'll pull out my flute and just start playing a little tune as we get sort of escorted over to the dry land.
The acolytes look very nervous, as well as the religious leader, who is trying to stay calm but keeps refolding his hands in multiple positions. Alright, with that, about 2 minutes later, you guys get to some drier land where it's only about 6 inches of water, and the lizardmen can no longer swim and begin rising up out of the water. There's only 6 of them, but one of them hisses that way, pointing, as 4 of them fall back into the water and 2 of them flank your party. The acolytes and religious leader begin moving as directed. The 2 mercenaries take positions at the front and back of the 6 people. What are you guys doing?
Very cheerfully getting out of the boat and following where they told us to go.
Nala will make sure she's close enough to Torian and kind of give him a question look on in a sense, trying to ask what exactly is going on. But she's going to stay nearest to Torian.
Torian actually seems fairly unconcerned. He just shrugs. Part of doing business, I guess.
Glenn's going to position himself in front of the party.
Okay.
Dove's going to be trying to make eye contact with every single member of the party. And as soon as she does, little head nod, little so the message gets passed around that.
Is that a message of don't do anything? Or
No, this is things are going down.
Oh, okay. That's what you're trying to say. I just had to make sure.
With that, let's take a 30-second break. I'll come back just in case you need it, and then we'll see where this goes and then wrap up for the night. Be right back.
Ruby,
Yeah.
have you seen Knives Out?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I was gonna say Nala very much reminds me of Benoit Blanc.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. I don't
I
normally
love her mom energy.
Ruby is mom again?
Of course, always. That's natural instincts for me, even though I don't have kids
Always
yet.
mom.
Sorry about that. I just realized how long it had been since we'd taken a kind of a break. We tried to do one at the 2 hour mark. Anyway.
That's all good.
Alright, so as you guys have 2 lizard folk on your flanks, you are escorted briefly to a place where it's almost a clearing in the trees. It's about 8-10 inches of water. It's quiet, it's flat, and a creature, a lizard that was once sunning itself, rises up. Seems slightly larger than the other ones. Its scale is a little darker, with many of them missing and many scars. It approaches you and kind of hunches down in not aggressive stance, but a almost stooping, sitting stance. It looks at the religious leader himself and has a slight hiss as it talks. And it looks confused and concerned, but also hungry, and simply says, "Why are you traveling here?" And he responds just by saying, "We are simply moving through your land. I did not mean to offend." And the lizard responds with, "Yes, this is our swamp. This is our land. You did not parley with us before traveling." And the leader, "Well, but we were under the impression this land was purchased by the orcs, which gave us permission to travel. I have a document here," as he starts fishing around the lizard. "We do not respect your rules written on paper. We fought for this land. We killed for this land. We killed this swamp, and we hunt it. The people you purchased it from did not own it, bought it. You were fooled. Confused, he puts the parchment away.
Clearly paid you a great insult. We shouldn't have. I, for one, cannot believe that we wouldn't have negotiated with the people who this belongs to. This is a grave insult. What can we do to make this right?
The lizard approaches you, and its mouth seems to smile. This one understands respect. Who are you?
My name's Flint.
Flint. Thank you. If you wish to travel, a price must be paid. A simple blood price.
Now, what do you mean by that?
The lizard waves, and another one is brought out. This one much lighter in color. Its scales are, many of them missing. It has several cuts on its body, and it kneels down in front. The larger lizard that seems to be the leader pulls out a seemingly sword covered in serrated, some sort of teeth. A simple blood price. As it spins and slashes into the creature, it screams this horrific scream, but it doesn't fight the action. And as it falls into the water, blood spills out from where it is. And after a few quick twitches, it dies. The large creature then puts the weapon away and says, "Out of honor for you, I have given you a life. I ask the same."
You want us to kill one of us then?
Blood must be paid, a symbol of honor.
Does it have to be like all the blood, or could it just be like a little bit?
A life.
Does it have to be one of our lives? Or can I invoke what my people call trial by combat?
There will be no combat today, as I have given you one for free. I ask one of your party as a sign of respect.
Of
She
course.
didn't ask if we wanted that one.
You know what? Just so we
Would you
understand
like
completely.
a greater one?
No,
Was that sacrifice not enough for you?
I'm just
I give you a prisoner who fought bravely against us.
no.
A truly great life.
That was I just we didn't have quite as much time as you did to prepare our sacrifice. It's a bit shocking, is all.
Nala steps forward and kind of is away from the party and respectfully bows to the leader that's been talking.
Yes, scaled one.
Just for clarification, my scaly friend, we appreciate you letting us come here and the sacrifice you've provided us.
I let nothing happen. I decided not to have you killed because of the respect you treated one of my beasts, though I hear you personally carry a small one in your belt.
I do.
Killing a small defenseless creature. There is no honor in this. Had it not been for your scales, I'd be wearing your hide.
We will have to disagree on that one. But are you requesting a sacrifice of one of our party members? I only wish
Of
clarification.
course.
Wonderful.
This would be a great honor to die as means of transport through our land for a price paid to the wrong clan.
Of course.
I have a question to clarify, my dear friend here. Does the blood have to be spilled today, or can they simply live with you and their death happen at a natural time?
Sure. we can make it a more natural time if you choose.
Nala's gonna go over to the zealots leaders and be like, you are in charge of your party and you have a choice to sacrifice one of your actors.
Jeffrey! He points to Jeffrey.
Nala
But I
smiles.
like
Wonderful!
Jeffrey.
The decision has already been made. Wonderful,
I'm
Jeffrey.
gonna walk over to Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is very confused as one of the lizard men grabs him, not aggressively, but abruptly, and starts escorting him away. He looks at you, Uno, and then at you, Cortinius, and goes, I go with the warrior as he's escorted away slowly. Do you guys do anything?
Jeffrey, it's a chance for you to learn about more people who have some magic in them. I think this could be valuable for you. Think of it that way.
Nala just claps
Jeffrey-
with a big smile.
May you live a long, fruitful, prosperous life. And at the end of it, yes, you will be serrated. But hopefully you're already dead by then.
I believe it's a long time from now.
Oh, I feel so bad. I've never known someone to die. It's not going to happen right now, though, right?
You did just see somebody die. You're like, that happened.
Yeah, but I didn't
Yes.
know him.
That's fair.
Jeffrey is escorted out for the next few minutes. The leader says, "Thank you for your sacrifice." A few seconds later, you hear a scream from Jeffrey, and then no scream at all.
Alright, that was a bit longer, but that wasn't really what I meant.
What if he had a heart attack?
And Nala is gonna walk up to the leader and looking at the sacrifice that was provided, she's gonna be like, so, is this for us? We can take this.
Confused, it looks up and says, "If you would like his blood, you may have his blood."
Well, that's already in the, that's already, that's in the water. I don't want the blood. I'm looking for the other things. May I remove the body from the swamp to examine it, please? All team.
Examine. You may do as you wish, as this was a honorable gift to you, our friends.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Could we sidebar real quick? Have a little sidebar?
Nala's not gonna acknowledge anybody, but just walk over, lift the body up, and start walking over to a secluded area to dump it in the sand on the dirt to look at it.
You do know two lizards coming up, their snouts all red, as if they have just eaten something mammalian.
Uh,
There are now 5 acolytes.
Yeah, we're standing around very uncomfortable.
are we going to get docked for our pay for this because we lost someone?
No, of course not. You see, there is a reason we chose the acolytes for this mission.
Oh, so you knew.
No.
Can I insight?
But, yeah, go ahead.
Also, while Nala's in the woods, can we agree that she's a bit unhinged?
Yeah, she's kind of scary.
In that, like, the first chance that I get to dump her, like, I'm going to take it.
I'm a bit worried she's going to try and cut off, like, my legs or something. It's not...
She's going to definitely kill one of us in our sleep. It's going to happen. She says she
I
won't.
don't think she would do that. I
kind of like
so
her.
She respects
But
some amount of sentience.
Okay, but if I die on the battlefield, don't let her desecrate me.
Do not give her my body, okay? I don't want her to have it. She doesn't get to take it.
Alright.
Is that okay?
My eyes open. Yeah.
So,
Everybody keeps their parts.
So, lizard men, are we good?
Confused, he's like, "Of course. You've played the blood price, and you saved one of my treasured creatures from a poacher's trap. Though, my warriors would have done the same. We wanted to know what you would have done.
Did they
For
have
that, I applaud you. Moving up closely to you, Uno, he puts his large reptilian four-fingered claw on your shoulder and goes, "You who speak, water dragon." And he pats you on the back.
Yes, bit of a linguist. Hooray for the dragons!
Did your friend have a name? The one we saved. Did he have a name?
Yes, he did. His name would be very difficult to pronounce in your tongue. In our tongue, it would be Tony.
Can you tell him he was lovely, and I hope we get to hang out with him a bit more in the future, if he's willing.
Yeah, we're tight.
Indeed. Yes, he was quite sad in that trap. We told him not to worry. We wanted to see what our new friends would do. He was worried about his skin, but we told him if you attempted to do anything but free him, he would be able to feast on your bones. Tony thought that was very, very appetizing. But then he tragically liked the little one here, pointing to Uno.
Yeah.
Tony does have very nice skin. It was very pretty. Let him know we said that.
It's luminous.
I will tell him this. And he says that you look very delicious, little one. Deciding not to eat you is a big compliment.
Well, chalk it up to a win then. Everybody's happy in the end, except Jeffrey, but he had a life.
Jeffrey, he went with the god he worshipped. There is no greater honor than to die for your beliefs.
So, what happens next? We can pass through your swamp?
Indeed, and I offer you my protection as this one who has been following you since the beginning will continue to follow you to ensure nothing terrible happens. Many creatures wanted to eat you, but I told them to wait and see.
A lot of creatures were really trying to get their freak on, too.
I do not understand. Could you explain this to me?
Oh, yeah. When I was speaking with Tony, I was also speaking with a lot of other creatures, and they were saying some pretty blue things.
That lizard man, the lizard folk leans in. You talking about the frogs?
Ha! The frogs, the grasshoppers, the birds.
Oh, you listen to birds? They're the worst!
Yeah.
Yeah, people say, tweet, 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 but no, you know.
Well, I didn't, but I do now.
I'm gonna play a little bird song on the flute while they're saying this.
Oh,
As you do that,
that's
he
foul.
seems to blush almost.
Just to clarify,
Go ahead.
if we pass through and we want to come back through, do we need to give you another person, or is this an all-time thing?
Party has been honored. You may pass through without delay. Your mercenaries here would have been allowed to pass even if you had been deemed unworthy.
What'd they do?
We have had dealings in the past. And with that, they allow you to return to your boats and continue on your way deeper into this swamp. Headed for some sort of a religious shrine? ? As there is a distant crocodilian figure that seems to slowly follow your boats. With that, we're going to go ahead and conclude the session with Nala returning to your small group with a small bag of swag.
Nala says, well, that was a very honorable thing he did for us, and I am very happy to have been able to provide rights to that body. So, onward, shall we, friends? And she just smiles at them and jumps right up into the boat.
Okay, but did you miss the part about how if we would have killed the thing in the snare, we'd be dead by now?
No, I didn't miss it. What it is. It happens.
But maybe there's like a life lesson embedded in this that it's better not to come out, knives out.
Darling Uno, not everything has true sentience. And not everything gives others a chance. I can assure you I have fought many creatures. Some that look just as fierce as the ones we've seen here. And they cannot have a conversation.
Okay, but like Tony did, and also the guy who you have bits of, like, was a person.
Yes. And he's
like
passed, and he's been given his
person.
rights. And it was a sacrifice for us, for our travels into this realm.
Could you make me a promise, Nala?
Depends on the promise, Uno. What darling are you looking for?
If I die and you happen to be around, can you leave me alone?
Well,
You hear a heavy, can you make me a promise? If he dies, I want earrings. And suddenly a gold coin is tossed to you, Nala, from one of the mercenaries.
Nala catches the coin and just smiles and said, I deal in many things, and I can assure you, your body would not be desecrated by me, my darling Uno. Ritual rites are universal, and you won't miss anything when you're gone. She pockets the coin and just smiles.
I don't know how to feel.
You should feel pretty. You're going to make my ears look beautiful.
I'm going to turn to Uno. I'm going to go, all right, different promise. If one of us dies and she's still around, set the body on fire. Like,
Oh, do you practice these rites? I love the funeral fire rites. Practice many of them. We'll have to discuss more in detail, but of course we have to continue forward and make sure we deliver this party to where it needs to be.
The large mercenary stoops down into your ear, Dove. Is that one wearing pants? Pointing to the satyr.
I guess it depends on your definition of pants.
Yeah, I'll take that as a no. He continues doing his job. Alright, you guys. Thus, we're going to go ahead and conclude things tonight. I wanted to give you plenty of chances to get to know each other, and I had several combat encounters if you guys wanted to be aggressive, but y'all chose not to be murder hobos. Both to my relief and surprise. Cool.
All right.
Are we still live? Are we off?
are.
That's the best
Everybody
comp.
say bye.
Bye.
I
Catch us next week, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, guys.